Satnam, happy Saturday. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday to Kundalini Yoga with Looney here on, on YouTube. We're here every Saturday. I didn't make it to the desert. I could not find an Airbnb or a VRBO to save my life. So here I am. Last week I said I wasn't sure if I'd be here because I wanted to get out to the desert. I couldn't find a place to go in the desert, sadly. So I decided I might as well just keep with my original plan. But, you know, who knows what next week has to bring. Anyway, welcome, everybody. Good to see you here. Kundalini Yoga with Looney. I do this here every Saturday live on YouTube as a little gesture to the community. It's donation optional. If you decide you'd like to give an energy exchange of any sort, you can find me through PayPal under caroluniyoga@gmail.com. You can also find me on Square Cash and on Zelly. Hi, Heather Finch. Happy Saturday in Satnam. Couple admin details before we get started. All the music I run through a program called Yogi Tunes. We're here every Saturday practicing live. And if you want to practice with me more during the week, you most certainly can. I would love to have you. I practice 4 times a week live, and then I have access to a whole library of videos of my own through my website, caroluni.com. And if you go to the Yoga Club classes section, you will see, hello, Brooke. Oh, good to have you here. Honey, Brooke says hi. Honey's buried under a blanket, but you'll see some sort of rustling going on here momentarily. Once I start tuning in, she'll leave. As I was saying, you can practice with me live 4 times a week and also have access to a full library of videos on my website, caroluni.com, and go into the Yoga Club classes section, and you'll see that I have a handful of different membership options starting at $35 a month and moving upward. And then you practice with me live, or you can also practice with me on video. There's video membership subscriptions, and you can also come as just a drop-in if you ever want to step into class with me during the week. I do 2 vinyasa classes live and 2 flow classes live. And again, I have all those videos available. In our Yoga Club classes, hi, Howard, good to see you. We have a raffle going on. Every quarter or so, I do a raffle. And it's related to some sort of nice little yogic gift. This time around, we're doing a beautiful sandalwood mala, 108 bead sandalwood mala for meditation, plus a little smudging kit. So every class that you participate with me during the month of April, you register to win that fun little raffle prize. Let's see, we are almost midway through our 40-day journey. I can't believe it. They move so fast. We've been working with a bunch of fun different pranayama techniques. And this 40-day journey group has a little blessing. We're going on this special field trip to do some holotropic breath work. So, you know, always stay tuned for the little field trips and little extra bonuses that we get with the 40-day groups and things like that. It's always fun. Let's see. I think that's everything I needed to say before we get started. Last thing being a donation, but I think I already mentioned that. I'll mention it again. If you are inclined to give an energy exchange, you can find me on PayPal under caroluniyoga@gmail.com, Square Cash, and Zelly. Hi, Sunny. Good to have you. All right, guys. Well, this week we will be talking about Ram Dass, one of my favorite spiritual teachers of all times. And, you know, I had someone ask me once before, and it almost seemed obvious to me, but it's actually worth creating a distinction, because spiritual names are kind of like, you know, the name John in American culture is pretty typical. Sometimes the name Ram or Ram Dass or Guru, you know, for example, is a spiritual name. Those are very typical spiritual names. So, you know, some people are like, well, wait a minute, isn't Ram Dass that 4th Sikh Guru? No. And yes, Ram Dass was one of the 4th Sikh Gurus, but also another individual, also with the same spiritual name, Ram Dass, is the person I'm going to be talking about today. Both very powerful figures, both have the same name, both from different generations. Ram Dass was the 4th Sikh Guru, centered with heart-centered consciousness, kind of like Christ consciousness that we know here, kind of with a Christian-centered perspective, Judeo-Christian centered perspective. And Ram Dass that we're talking about today was a man who was born in the 30s, died 2019 in December, and he was a beautiful spiritual teacher, used to be known as Richard Alpert, psychology professor at Harvard, started work with all of those mind-altering substances in the research done with the expansion of consciousness, with things like LSD and DMT and all of that stuff. And then kind of went through a spiritual awakening and became this profoundly impactful spiritual teacher in the modern world. And we're going to be sending him some love today. I'm going to be telling you why I love him. And if you're not familiar with him, maybe why you should consider checking out some of his work, which is broadly available and available in most cases for free or for donation. All right, so I'm going to slide back. Speakers on, we'll get started. Okay, kriya set we're going to work on today is related to cleansing the liver, and I'll get into a little bit more detail about that after the Dharma talk. Hope you're all having a great Saturday. It's kickoff to a great weekend. I'm happy that my Brookie is here. I've missed you, Brooke. All right, let's tune in. Let's rub the hands together, stimulating 72,000 energy channels. And not only just Brooke, I'm happy all of you are here, but Brooke moved to Colorado, and she used to be a person I'd see on a regular basis. And now I don't get to see her anymore. So I'm happy she's here. All right, let's bring the thumbs into the sternum, shoulders down away from the ears. Let's take a few deep breaths in through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. Let's tune in with the Adi mantra. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the divine teacher within. We're calling on that high self, that witnessing, living consciousness that is within me, that is within you, that is all pervading. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose to begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Suspend it, root lock, third eye. And exhale. I didn't do the Mangala Charan mantra because I can feel my allergies acting up. So let's just say it. Ad Gure Name, Jugar Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Guru Deve Name. All right. There's certain mantras I chant when my allergies are acting up that just propel it. And the Mangala Charan mantra being one of them. Maybe because it's associated with the planet Mars. Who knows? All right. Well, welcome everybody. Ram Dass. This whole week of classes is related to my beloved and most favorite teacher, Ram Dass. It's like if anyone in the world could be the most relatable for me, it is this man. And there's two topics I want to discuss with relation to Ram Dass. One, my personal experience in how some of his work has related to my experience in life. And then another related to, the specialty that he brings. Now, I was talking to my mom last night on the phone, and we were kind of like reflecting on my childhood together, which is interesting when you're now as an adult on a spiritual journey, kind of reflecting back. And I remember when I was born, I don't remember when I was born, but I remember from as long as I can remember, I was born terrified. I was born in such an extreme amount of fear, and I carried it with me, and I could not make sense of it because it had no relation to this current incarnation. I know that now, but at the time I did not know it. I didn't have anything to reflect my experience that I came into the world with. I was a terrified little girl. I had phobias. I was in such an extreme amount of terror for the majority of my childhood. My poor mother did her best to help soften that experience for me. And, but I couldn't find my way out of it because I couldn't understand how I got there. And through finding yoga, through finding teachers like Ram Dass and Guru Singh and finding Kundalini yoga, I came to understand that there are many more dimensions to reality than I initially came to understand and know and be taught that existed by the people who raised me. And through reflection, I came to understand that I came into this incarnation with some sort of baggage from a past life or many before that put me in this profound experience of fear and of terror as a child. And then over time, it just started to dissipate and it worked itself out. It was like whatever the karma was, I was starting to work through it unknowingly. And then when I started reading Ram Dass and listening to Ram Dass's Dharma talks throughout the decades of the work that he was doing, he referred to this thing that in my upbringing was always considered something mystical, like a unicorn, the term reincarnation, right? Growing up as a Catholic, the idea of reincarnation was some sort of fantasy weird land, right? And we don't believe in that, Kara, come on. You know, that was the upbringing that I had, because it went so against like my Catholic upbringing. So it was just something that I took with me. I don't know why I don't believe in incarnation. I just don't, because we don't. You know, and then when I started to actually practice yoga, go to become a teacher, read about it, immerse myself in the teachings, I came to realize, oh yeah, there is such a thing. And this gave me such a dimension of understanding of what I brought in here with me and what I was given to work with in this particular incarnation. The challenges, the trials, the tribulations, and the blessings and the gifts are all here as sort of a toolbox for me to work with to accomplish, maybe for lack of better words, or experience what my soul came here to experience in this incarnation. And working with teachings of Ram Dass really helped me understand that and make sense of the challenges in life. Now, as I was saying, he is, in fact, my most favorite spiritual teacher. And one of the reasons is because he combines a strong grasp of these yogic teachings, of these eternal teachings, of these truths, and he masterfully displays them against the backdrop that assimilates with the Western mind, with the Western value system and culture, with the typical Western neuroses, right? He can understand the mindset, the psyche of the Western person, and how the teachings of India, these sacred teachings, can then be applied to this particular unique set of consciousness that we have as Western experiencers. He states in this book, Grist for the Mill, which is a really great book. It's kind of related to our suffering experience in life, the existential experience. We live in a culture, he says, where humans think they rule nature. We are so addicted to the rational mind and its power that we assume we can think our way out of any predicament through our thoughts and through our process of doing. He teaches that awakening and enlightenment is not an achievement. It's a transformation of being. So the Western mindset is so focused in many ways on achievement, on winning, on doing. And to awaken and to come to this experience of enlightenment, we have to take contrary action to the way that our mindset is programmed. right? It requires a transformation. And through the process of this transformation, the achiever goes away, as well as the desire for achievement, right? So there's a whole process, a whole rewiring that takes place when we begin the spiritual journey. As I mentioned, I grew up Catholic, and there was always this undercurrent of suggestion that our humanity, right, our frailties, our drives, our cravings, our resistances, our limitations, our mistakes, our failures, all of these were evidence of our misalignment with God somehow, right? If we could just perfect that, get that out of the way, beat it out of ourselves, whip ourselves into shape, we could be in alignment with God. This was kind of the consciousness under which I was raised. And in order to get right with God, you needed to rid yourself of those things and ask God for forgiveness and for mercy. Through shame, denial, penance, and prayer, you could hopefully plead and prove yourself worthy of God's grace, right? Not so fun. Doesn't really make life enjoyable. It really just makes it all suffering. And there is suffering in life, but there's also this wonder, this beauty, this profound sense of awe of like, how did I get here? And okay. Through connection with yoga and having exposure to various spiritual teachers like Ram Dass, it has made a profound impact on the shift of my awareness, of my perception. I've come to experience and believe that there is a different way, a more conscious and life-affirming way to experience and maintain a relationship with God. Ram Dass's teaching gave me permission to be a human being, right? He instilled the understanding that it is the specifically unique frailties of my human experience and your human experience and your human experience, our karmic predicament, as he artfully described it, that we can experience and get to God. It's through these unique challenges that we each experience. Whether it's the body that we're born into with its gifts and its limitations, our race, our gender, our life circumstances, our socioeconomic status, our level of education, our situations, our illnesses and our traumas, all of these are reflective of our humanity and are the tools that we use to get to God, right? Not something that we need to rid ourselves of in order to be loved by God. These are all the soul's chosen curriculum to obtain spiritual awakening or evolution of some sort within this incarnation, right? Oftentimes we find ourselves on very rote, habitual repetition of constantly seeking pleasure and comfort, while at all costs avoiding any discomfort, inconvenience, and pain. Ram Dass reminds us that through unhappiness, through pain, through challenge, through hardship and suffering, we can begin to awaken to see beyond the veil through that suffering. That it's through our resistance, denial, grasping, projecting, expecting, preferring, and forcing that we suffer. If only we could transmute that energy that denies the present moment, direct and neutralize it into observation, into awareness, into curiosity, into willingness and acceptance, then those experiences become teachers and they become methods through which to evolve and to awaken. As creatures who often rely too heavily on the logical and rational mind, us as human beings, right? We often find ourselves paralyzed by the should I, shouldn't I dilemma, right? Should I leave my partner? Should I stay with my partner? Should I leave my job? Should I leave town? Should I stay? What is the right thing for me to do? Am I ruining everything by not doing X, Y, or Z, or by doing X, Y, and Z? What shouldn't I be doing? Right? This plagues a lot of us. And oftentimes this rabbit hole of thinking causes us to give our power away to experts, those who tell us, who think they can tell us, and we believe that they can tell us without a shadow of a doubt what it is that we should be doing according to them, right? The strategies we should be applying, the medications we should be taking, the tweaks and turns of our appearance, of our body, of how we approach life, how we interact with others, the procedures we should take and implement to just get life right. right? And that in giving that power away, we lose contact with our innate internal ancient wisdom, that internal guru within us that brings us from the darkness to the light through our chosen set of incarnational experiences. We chose those experiences for the purpose of learning. So it doesn't matter whether we go one direction or the other, according to Ram Dass. The reality is it just sets the backdrop through which the already given karma has yet to play out, right? So whether you leave your partner or whether you don't leave your partner, whether you get a new job, whether you stay in the job, the karma is going to play out against that backdrop one way or another. So it allows us to soften and recognize that everything is okay. Everything is as it should be. Now we just need to start paying attention, paying more attention, being more aware. Being obsessed with doing things right and perfectly does not garner freedom. It presents us with a trap of righteousness and ritual, as he says in the book, Grist for the Mill. It's through awareness, receptivity, and humility toward what life is presenting to us in the now that we can start to access the freedom that allows us to awaken to a deeper and more true reality. So in addition to this book, Grist for the Mill, you have Polishing the Mirror, you have Walking Each Other Home, you have Be Here Now, and you also have access, if you go to the BeHereNowNetwork.org, decades of his Dharma talks. And they're just so healing and they're so beautifully perspective setting. I really encourage you guys to check it out. If you haven't listened to him, he's one of my best friends. He doesn't know me, but I know him. Maybe he does know me, who knows? All right, well, I mean, in the astral realm, that is. All right, let's take our hands on the shins and let's start rolling into Sufi circles. I mentioned my speaker probably turned off.
Battery 40%.
Okay.
Connected to iPhone.
Hands on the shins. We're going to work on the liver today. We have a kriya set. It's going to help us detox the liver. Now, in Chinese medicine, the liver is known to regulate the qi, the prana, the flow and the use of the pranic life force energy in the body. So the liver is a very powerful organ in that context. It also relates to our experience of the emotion of anger and our processing of that energy associated with the emotion of anger. So when we experience things like depression, PTSD, mental illness, or imbalance, this often relates also to some sort of a liver imbalance. So we're cleaning house with the liver today, and we're also rebalancing the emotional, mental experience. Hands on the shins, eyes up at third eye. Starting to deepen the breath. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, hold center, and reverse. Opening through the heart, loosening up any tension in the low back and the hips. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, round turkey dog. Opening up the central channel, stretching out the muscles of the chest and the shoulders, the upper back, creating space in the intercostal muscles, allowing the lung capacity to increase. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, shoulders down away from the ears. Hands There she goes. Hands on the shoulders. Let's inhale, twist left. Hi, honey. Exhale, right. Extending through the crown of the head. Eyes are at third eye center. Feeling this nice ringing out of the low body organs. Starting to apply some of that detoxing intention. Bringing in chronic life force energy, bringing in oxygen. Stimulating glands of the brain with that third eye focus. Let's lift those hands off the shoulders. Beyond mudra, index finger and thumb. And reach those arms up 60 degrees. Eyes at third eye. And then inhale, hold center, lift, rise up. And sweep. Inhale, exhale. Nice long reach through fingers. Charge the center of the palms with some of that heart energy. Charging the energy field around the body. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. My dog is so funny and weird. Exhale, bow forward, stretching through the low back. Good job, honey. All right, let's rise up on tabletop, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and let's begin a little cat-cow. Okay, draw that navel in. Inhale, lift chin and tail. Exhale, round, tuck and down. Keeping those eyes at third eye. Distributing cerebrospinal fluid through the central channel. Distributing consciousness, awareness. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. Lift chin and tail. Inhale, suspend the breath. Exhale, round, tuck and down. Sit back to the heels, please. For a moment, hang the hips back and a little stretch, forehead to the ground. We're going to be doing some breath of fire today. We're going to be doing it through the nose. We're going to be doing breath of fire through an O mouth. We're also going to be doing breath of fire through a rolled sitali tongue. Okay? I'll explain all of those as we reach them. Okay, let's rise up and come laying on your left side, please. We're going to work, as I mentioned, with this detoxing of the liver. So please drink a lot of water today after class or green juice. Get yourself into a space where you're flushing out. Okay. I'm going to be laying on my side, hands supporting my head, and my hips are at kind of a little hinged angle. Okay, I'm going to rise my right leg up to the sky, grab onto my big toe if you can reach it. Okay, if not, feel free to bend the knee and grab onto the back of the knee with a bent knee. Okay, so we want to create this contraction or constriction at the side of the body in whatever way that's a comfortable position for you to hold it. Eyes are up at third eye center. Let's begin breath of fire through the nose here. Let that belly pump, even on the inhale, even on the exhale. If If you're on my current 40-day journey, you are now experts at Breath of Fire, I imagine. Keep a neutral mind, very receptive, very allowing. You may experience some thoughts, right, that relate to some anger that you have, some repressed anger or resentment. As we work with the liver today, just allow it to come up and allow it to leave you. Try not to get caught up in the drama, the memories. Consider it just energy. Let's go for about 10 more seconds. Now take a deep inhale. Suspend the breath, root lock, third eye. And exhale, release. And laying onto the back. We're going to come up into a bridge pose. All right, so I'm going to ground my feet right behind my hips. The knees are hips distance away. I'm going to lift up through my hips, walk my shoulders in under my ribs, maybe interlace the hands, bring them toward the heel. Now we're going to do a very particular and specific breathing technique. I'm going to inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, inhale through an O mouth, exhale through an O mouth. Moving between nose and mouth. Inhale nose, exhale nose. Inhale mouth, exhale mouth. Thank you for those kisses. Inhale, exhale. Moving to the mouth. Eyes at third eye, strong in the posture. Make sure the breaths are going all the way to the belly. Last round through the nose. The last round through the mouth. Gently release, articulate the spine down. Let's come back onto the left side. Hand supports the head. She's all up in my business today. Right leg up, grab onto the big toe or the back of the knee. Eyes are closed. Again, breath of fire through the nose. Last 30 seconds, stay with me. Inhale. Root lock, third eye. And exhale, release. Just come onto the back. Tuck the knees into the chest, hands under the hinges of the knees. And let's rock up. And I'd like you to come onto tabletop. And sit back on the heels for just a moment, because I want to, before we move into the next part of the kriya, I'd like to show you what I mean by breath of fire through a sitali tongue. So we're going to come in a wide leg forward fold, and while we're bent in that forward fold, we're going to do a breath of fire through a rolled sitali tongue. So for those of you who can roll your tongue into a little taco, it looks like this, and you're going to do a little breath of fire through that rolled tongue. So keep the space wide. Okay, now those of you, I know there are people out there that are not able to roll their tongue in that way based on the way it's attached. If that's the case, instead do a sikari type of posture with the mouth, or mudra with the mouth, I guess, as it were. Closing the teeth gently. Do a breath of fire through the teeth with the lips parted back. Okay, so it's either the sitali, pumping the belly, or the sikari. Okay, so let's come into a wide leg forward fold. All right, I'm going to come rising up. I'm going to have my feet about shoulder distance away or a little wider. Feel free to have a bend in your knees if you're tight in the hamstrings or the low back. I'm going to lift flat through the spine. And then I'm going to bow forward and reach my arms between my legs. Head hangs heavy. Let's begin that breath of fire through the rolled tongue, or as an alternate, through the teeth. Pump the belly. Back of the neck is soft and relaxed. Keep going with it. Stay in that forward fold. Keep that reach between the legs. Let's go for 30 more seconds. Inhale. Let's suspend the breath. Root lock, third eye. And exhale. Inhale, rise to flat spine. Come back down onto the knees, and for the last time, we're going to come laying down on the left side. Keep our focus on that liver, hand under the head. Right leg comes up, and now this time, instead of breath of fire through the nose, it's through an O mouth, okay? Last 30 seconds. Keep those eyes at third eye. Keep a neutral mind. Inhale through the nose. Suspend, relax third eye. And exhale. Release. Come into a seated cross-legged position. The next is a very fun, interesting, and curious challenge that is related to the liver, believe it or not, without the use of your hands. Coming from a cross-legged position into standing. Back down without the hands, okay? And if, your balance requires you to use the hands, then do it. But I encourage you to give it a try. Try your best not to use the hands, okay? So here we go. Rising up to stand. I'll come back a little bit further. Coming back down. Rising up. Coming back down. Rising up. Okay? I don't think you can close your eyes with this because the balance is required. If so, maybe give it a try. Employs bathroom muscles, navel muscles. Lower body engagement all together, right? Putting some pressure on those organs. Giving you an indication maybe where some weaknesses lie in the low body. Now the kriya calls to do this 52 times. In the interest of time and your attention span, and your health and well-being, we're going to take it for 7 more. 6. 5. 4. Ooh, they're getting harder. 3. 2. On the last one, we remain standing. Okay, good job. Wide stance, hands on the hips. Hips remain steady, right? We're not moving through the hips. We're moving through the upper torso. Eyes are closed, third eye center. Think of a ball and socket joint, and that your rib cage is connected by a ball joint into the socket of the pelvis, right? That's not the case, but that's a good way to help you kind of tap into how the movement goes here. Just moving through the upper body. Inhale, exhale. Now imagine what this is doing for your organs, right? Keep the breath very strong. Eyes at third eye. You may get a little nauseous, right? When you're doing all this detox, you're releasing a lot of toxins into the bloodstream. They get flushed out through the stomach sometimes, intestines. Let's go for 4 more in this direction. Please make sure you're not locking out the knees to protect the low back, low bend. All right. And now let's reverse the direction. Rolling through the upper body. Hips remain steady and solid. Inhale and exhale. Let's go for 4. Last 2. Last 1. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bow forward, and please come laying down onto your back. Feet and thighs turn out naturally. Palms face up next to the hips. Sorry, queuing up issue. All right, shoulders down away from the ears. Allow your whole body to soften and relax. Allow the jaw to soften. Tongue relaxes in the mouth. Fully supported by the ground beneath you. This support allows you to feel completely safe to relax everything. Muscles, the joints, the mind. Allow yourself to really surrender into the awareness that there is a higher, all-pervading force that is holding you in love. All the blessings, all the gifts, all the challenges are part of it. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. And draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Rock from side to side. And roll onto one side into fetal position. While you're down there, taking a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh out through the mouth. Allowing it to resonate into your being that wherever you are, whatever you are in experience of, whether it's blissful or traumatic or challenging, if you can have the presence of mind to bring yourself into the present moment awareness, that's where you can connect into that space where you can be in relationship with that divine power, that higher power, that all-pervading consciousness, that which has given you the opportunity to be here, to live in this human incarnation, to work through whatever needs to be worked through to evolve to this more exalted experience of God. Use your hand to press yourself up seated, cross-legged position. We have our mantra of the week. Those of you who were on my first 40-day meditation mantra journey with me, you're familiar with this mantra. The mantra is, in short, known as Govinde Mukande. The full expression of the mantra in the language of Gurumukhi is Govinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Kariyang Nirname Akame. And the mantra means it's an expression of the many faces of God, right? Sustainer, liberator, enlightener, infinite, destroyer, creator, nameless, desireless. And it's these many faces and more that give us the experience, right? The creator gives us this opportunity. The sustainer allows us to experience the karma and the dharma, right? The enlightener, that which brings us into transformation, the destroyer, all of these beautiful aspects that allow us to experience our life in this incarnation. So Gyan Mudra, eyes up at third eye center. If you know the mantra, please chant along with me. If you don't know the mantra, don't let it intimidate you. Just allow it into your ears. Allow the mind to think or vibrate the mantra, and over time you come to learn it. There are a couple pauses during this mantra, this version of the mantra. Just breathe through the pauses, okay? Eyes up at third eye. It's very soothing, very relaxing. Govinde Mukande, Udare Pare, Hariyang Hariyang, Nirname Kame. This mantra removes blocks, deep-seated blocks, balances the subconscious mind and the hemispheres of the brain. Deep inhale to begin.
Govinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyam Kariyam Ninameya Kame Govinde Mukande Udareya Pare Hariyam Kariyam Ninameya Kame Govinde Mukande Udare Pare Hariyam Kariyam Name Kame Govinde Mukande Udare Pare Hariyam Kariyam Ninameya 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 Kame. Take a deep breath in. Suspend the breath. Relax third eye. Hold the breath like a container, breathe neutrally. Feel your heartbeat on the out breath. And when you're ready, exhale. And soften the shoulders, lengthen the neck. Eyes and third eye. Govinde Mukande Udare Pare Hariyam Kariyam Ninameya Kame Govinde Govinda, Mukande, Murare, Apare, Hariyam, Kariyam, Name, Kame, Govinda, Mukande, Murare, Apare, Hariyam, Kariyam, Name, Kame, Govinde Mukande, Murare Apare, Hariyam Kariyam, Name 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 Kame. Deep inhale. Suspend the breath. Big belly, relax, third eye, soft shoulders, and long neck. Exhale. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Suspend, engage, direct. Exhale. Just stay in this meditative space for just a moment. Let's close out with 3 rounds of the Longtime Sun. I love this version by Sarah Hawker. Let's listen to the first version, one, so you can receive it as a blessing. Secondarily, so you can align with the melody. And then the second 2 versions of the mantra we chant together, and we close out then with 3 long vibrational expressions of the sound Satnam. Sending love to Ram Dass in the astral plane. Thank you so much for all your blessings, all your teachings that still continue to serve to bring me toward a deeper connection to my true nature. Let's bring the hands into the heart center, eyes at the third eye, just listen.
Time sun, shine upon you.
Receive the blessing.
All love surround you, and May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Take a deep breath in and sigh out. Keeping the hands at the heart center, let's close out with 3 long vibrational expressions of Satnam, declaring truth is our identity. Take a deep breath in through the nose to begin. Satnam. Satnam. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Suspend it. Bringing folded hands to third eye center, blessing that you'll be guided by intuition and have the wisdom and courage to follow it. Exhale, bowing forward. Satnam, namaste. Thank you, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope you enjoyed class today. Please drink a lot of water. We did a good liver detox. The book I was referring to today of Ram Dass, all classes this week, I recommended a book. So in my Monday yoga club class, I recommended Polishing the Mirror. On Thursday yoga club class, I recommended Walking Each Other Home, which is related to death and dying. And then today I'm recommending Grist for the Mill by Ram Dass. And you can also go on to BeHereNowNetwork.org. You could donate to them for all the beautiful teachings of Ram Dass that they always make available and, queue up really nice and beautifully for you. So thank you, everybody. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to practice with you during the week, too. Please go to Looney.com and go to the Yoga Club Classes section. There's various membership options and drop-ins, okay? And if you'd like to donate to today's class, you can do so by going to PayPal under KaraLooneyYoga@gmail.com or Square Cash and Zelly. Let's see, we have some comments here. We have Dan. Hello. Hi, Dan. Dan says hi to me and everybody else. The Midnight Hunter Way says, changing lives every day. Look at the puppy. And let's see, Diana says hello and thank you. Thank you, guys. Please chat in if you have any questions.
And I look forward to seeing you Sunday on my yoga club Vinyasa Flow class. Vinyasa Flow, we always add a spiritual element. There's always a tapping in not only to the body, but also the mind and the emotions and the spirit and the consciousness. And then Monday for Kundalini on Yoga Club. All right. Thank you, everybody. You're welcome, Howard. All right. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys soon. Sat Nam. Bye-bye.